I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, fam? I am back. Y'all, there is some new information on the Wendy and Eddie Osefo case. Y'all know I came live a little earlier to let you know that Baltimore News had said the prosecutor was looking into more charges against Wendy and Eddie, saying that they had aliases, that they had over 40 credit and debit cards, that they were using other accounts to buy jewelry and expensive items. Come on in. If you can hear the sound of my voice, let me know. You can drop your city, your state, your country, your island, wherever you are from, into the chat. I am back here trying to work this wizard board, child. They changed all of the functions back here. So that's probably why we're having so much trouble on this platform today. Let me see if I can fix it. Hold on. But Wendy and Eddie has come out and made an official statement. They've come out and made an official statement against the new charges that came out against them earlier today, earlier this morning. And I shared with you guys that basically the prosecutors looked like they were trying to dump on them a whole bunch of new charges, a whole bunch of new accusations that made them look like, you know, they are a criminal enterprise that's just scamming and getting over and all the things. So they came out today to officially dispute it. They made a statement, both her and Eddie, a joint statement a little bit earlier, and I'm going to read it to you guys. Hit my like button and share this video, child, because I'm telling you, between YouTube and StreamYard, they are giving me the blues today. Okay, welcome. I see Miss Cheryl the Pearl is in the house. Cheryl the Pearl is a moderator. She is also a member, one of my beautiful family members here, just like y'all. So make sure you say hello to her, okay? Hit the button when you come in, baby, and hype me up, okay? So come in. Fashawn for show is here. Louisiana is here. Good evening, Delaware. You here for the hot tea? Okay. So listen, I told y'all a little earlier today, child. They are trying to sweep Eddie and Wendy right into a jail cell, okay? I told y'all they came out and said there was some new charges, that Eddie had an alias that went by Eddie Hennessy, and they said that Wendy had an alias that went by, what was it? Let me make sure I got it right, child. I don't want to mess it up. Hold on. Every 5 seconds, there's a new statement coming out. Wendy's name was Pam Oliver, okay? And they basically said that Eddie Hennessy and Pam Oliver was out here doing just as much damage as the real Eddie and Wendy, that they had all kinds of credit cards and I guess businesses. They didn't say whether those businesses were legitimate or not, but it sounds like they were trying to make it seem like they had all this undercover activity going on where they were still pulling luxury items, buying all kinds of stuff, right? And the statement from the prosecutors that went public today is that Eddie and Wendy have a pattern of excessive spending, and that they needed additional bank accounts that were going to come from these credit cards and debit accounts. Also, they were looking for statements from Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all the things. They said basically these people were living double, triple, quadruple lives. Okay. And they said, listen, Eddie and Wendy aren't who we think they are. So I told y'all that Wendy went out to BravoCon and she was very well received. People were literally like, Wendy, we wish the best for you. We want to see you do well. And I don't know, sometimes when prosecutors are building a case, I don't know, at least this is what I see on TV, child. I ain't never I never experienced it for myself, but sometimes, you know, a prosecutor's like, bitch, I put a whole lot of hard work into this. I do not want people to think that I don't have my man or my woman or both. So it looked like the prosecutor said, we don't have to make sure that the audience or that the people out there know what they're dealing with. Wendy and Eddie are not who we think they are, okay? Listen, I don't get into trouble, child. I'm clean, okay? Anyway, I'm just telling you, that's how the shit works sometimes. Thank you, Erica. It's political. These positions that these people are in, from the mayor to the chief of police to the prosecutor, you vote these people into office. You vote them in. That's how they get here. So when they have cases like this, that's high profile, and you mess them up, you know what I'm saying? This happened in Georgia not too long ago with the district attorney and prosecutor, and they were going after, what's that dude's name? Young Thug. A lot of people thought that that lady walked away with egg on her face because she didn't, you know, she had all them Ricos out there and very few went to jail, right? So it's that type of shit. So anyway, all of that came out today, and they basically said, you, in regards to you, they're saying to us, listen, get this out there in the press and make sure that people know they need to keep their eyes on Wendy, okay? Come on in. Girl, I don't know. Lord have mercy, help me. Anyway, this happened just earlier today. I was on live for about an hour and some change talking to you guys about it, but they said Pam Oliver and Eddie Hennessy, aka Wendy and Eddie, have deliberately attempted to mask their identity. And then they explained 100 reasons why. But they said we need all of those statements from the other accounts in order to make sure that they can prove their claims, right? And the attorney for Eddie said, number one, there is no phony accounts. They don't go by aliases, okay? Because y'all know Eddie and Wendy are very popular. She used to work at 2 colleges. She's on television. People know them. I'm sure they get a lot of stuff just from being famous, right? But they said, you got to watch your back. You got to watch your back with these people. And it turns out that Wendy and Eddie together jointly have put out a statement in order to say to the prosecuting attorneys, this is some bullshit and you guys are coming after us and you're not doing your job properly. You're trying to, you know, shame us in the public. They're saying that they're taking all kinds of stepping over all kinds of boundaries to pull Eddie and Wendy down. Come on in, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. 98 of you are here. Hit the like button and share the video and hype me up, okay? All the things. So I'm going to give you guys this statement real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So many of us have student loan debt. If the feds loans, they work with you. I'm not sure what you're talking about. But yeah, let's look at Wendy's statement from just a few minutes ago. This is real tiny too. I don't know if you guys can see it. You might have to blow up your screen because I certainly have to blow up mine. Okay. Let me take a picture of this and then flip my phone because I can't even see it from this statement. But it says a joint statement from the OSEFO legal team. I wonder if they have the same attorney now. Okay, so this is what it reads. It says, at the outset, police failed to properly investigate the initial burglary, despite clear indications of a break-in. displaying clear bias against the Osefo family. The Osefos heard nothing but silence from police for over 18 months, despite complete cooperation and requests for updates. It is common knowledge that other Real Housewives cast members have also been victimized after documenting their travels on social media, yet none faced this level of scrutiny or criminal charges. We believe it is deeply unjust for the sheriff's office and the office of the state attorney for Carroll County to publicly expose confidential financial information about Eddie and Wendy Osefo. What is most disturbing is that the state appears to have begun investigating only after charging the Osefos back in October, which is highly irregular and raises serious concerns about the motive and fairness. The public release of the family's private financial details serves no lawful purpose and only invites conclusionary opinions about this case. The state obviously still investigating. Now, I said something similar. If you guys were on my live a little earlier, I said this is going to affect a jury. Like, I feel like they were like, y'all sway back in, come back to the other side, okay? It goes back on to say that the Osefos have never used an alias on any financial application. This allegation is false and misleading. Such names were used for delivery of packages. That's it, following the lawful purchase of these packages. And it was to safeguard the identity of very public figures. What do y'all think about that? It goes on to say, it is ironic for the state to assert or exaggerate the existence of any purported debt in connection with this accomplished professional couple. 4 degrees. Due process is paramount to the administration of justice, and its breach by misleading the public to a false narrative has only compounded the harm. The defense is confident that the court will prevent any further violation of the Osefos' rights for a fair trial. And that is how it concluded. So 8 degrees. Okay. Yes. So this is the official statement coming out of Wendy's camp. Okay. Basically saying, child, y'all got some damn nerve. How many people think that, the prosecutor is going above and beyond what they need to do in this situation? Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like what came out, what was legally published, taken from the prosecutor's office, published in a local newspaper. How many people feel like the prosecutor might have been, going a little too far? Celebrities do have packages delivered in someone else's name sometimes. That's not too far-fetched. I actually have an alias for ordering food because, I don't want to, I just like to have an alias for ordering food, but I pay with my own money, my own credit card. My mom used to say, don't try to be big when little got you. That is hilarious. If you think that the prosecutors might have, took it a little too far today, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. If you think it is what it is, okay? Who gives a shit? Put a 4 in the chat. Because we didn't ask for this information. This came by way of the prosecutor. But I do have an alias for my food orders. That's true. Okay. And it does make sense that they would have an alias. The names are actually funny. Eddie Hennessy, Pam Oliver. Okay. So I got a is what it is. Who gives a shit? Okay. We don't care. We don't care. There is a 2 that the prosecutors might be infringing on their right to a fair trial. But Wendy is not Beyonce. She does not need an alias. But okay, I still like Wendy, but I think that they are guilty. I think she needs an alias, y'all. I mean, this is you are Free to your opinion. But I think that she would need an alias. Osefo is, I would know right away if she ordered something. I would know right away that I'm delivering to the Wendy Osefo. That's a keep UPS. That's a keep UPS or FedEx or anyone else from knowing whose house they're going to. Yeah, that makes sense. If I was Wendy, I would shut the F up. Wendy, you are going to jail. Oof, the feds don't come unless they got you. 98% conviction rate. All right. Come on in, everybody. Hit that like button, share the video. So right now, Wendy is saying that the feds, or I shouldn't say the feds, that the prosecutor is infringing on her and Eddie's rights. And y'all can see it at the top. It says a joint statement. She actually has this posted on both her IG and Eddie's IG. It was written by their attorneys. The attorney said it appears like the prosecutor just began their investigation in October after the arrest, that it did not start beforehand, and that they had 18 long months to bring this to a situation where, you know, it would be able to go to trial. If he's saying, if you're still investigating, that's a problem. And also it shows that you guys didn't have anything to begin with. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know who he's going to reach out to, but he, according to the lawyer said the defense is confident that the court will prevent any further violation of the Osefo's right to a fair trial. So it looks like their lawyer is about to report something, go to the judge and ask for something to happen here so that it doesn't go out again. You know what I mean? Can't have an alias to commit fraud. Tyler Perry has an alias. I think everybody has one of some kind. The Osefos are on national TV and very well known. The alias is warranted. Yeah, I mean, you see somebody famous. Where was I? I was at Whole Foods about 2 weeks ago, and Mike Epps, the comedian, was in line in front of me. And I was like, you look just like Mike Epps. I was on the phone with my sister, and he said, I am Mike Epps. I was like, oh, okay. And he was like, you're from Ohio, I can tell. And I said, how do you know? I have an accent? He said, no. He said, there's the look that Ohio women have. And I was like, I am from Ohio. I was born and raised. He ended up buying my groceries. If anybody was in the Alabama, he was going to a comedy show in Alabama that night. It was a Friday night. But all I have to say is, when you see people, you know who they are, okay? And, you might want to have an alias. Hell, you might want to have an alias. I would think that most celebrities have one, especially if they're doing any type of deliveries or anything like that. So I agree with that. But and what they're basically saying is they're blowing this out of proportion. The prosecutor is blowing this out of proportion, and that they're using anything to swing at them and make them guilty to the public. So that was it. Oh, you saw him. He opened for Snoop. Okay. Yep. He was on. They were driving. It was him and a bunch of other comedians. And I just happened to stand in line behind him. And he was super nice. I'm sure he wished he had an. I didn't ask him for anything. I wasn't like, oh, can I get your autograph? He was just like, you're really nice. And then he ended up buying my groceries. I thought that was cool. He opened for Snoop. But yeah, anyway, I would think so. But this was kind of an interesting thing. And it is literally what happened earlier today spread like wildfire. And I'm sure they had like a really good weekend. You know what I'm saying? I think they had a really good weekend. I think she felt a lot of love. And I think that it all got struck down today. So Tyler Perry only has one child. That's true, child. But anyway, that is what is going on. Official joint statement from the Osefo legal team. I'm going to read it one more time for you guys, and I'll let you chit chat in the comment. But this is what they're saying. They said from the outset, yes, Erlene Wine Coolers is where it's at. I have a really funny alias name, but I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm not going to tell it. Okay. I'm going to keep it to myself. I think that the prosecution keeps dropping nuggets. They are doing their job. This is only the tip of the iceberg. Did they do this with anyone else? I think they did it with Sean Combs, maybe a little bit. Someone says she should have just stayed at home. You don't think she should live her life until she, goes to court? You don't think she's allowed to go outside? But she said that, listen, she said that the police actually failed to investigate the burglary. She said at the outset, or this is what's coming from the lawyer, at the outset, police failed to properly investigate the initial burglary despite clear indications of a break-in, displaying clear bias from the beginning to the Osefo family. The Osefos heard nothing but silence from the police for over 18 months, despite complete cooperation and requests for updates. It is common knowledge that the Real Housewife cast members have all, or for the most part, a lot of them were victimized during their travel or whatever's going on if they made posts on social media, yet none face this level of scrutiny or criminal charges. That's true. I will say that is true. Nobody else have faced that level of scrutiny or criminal charges. Accurate. It goes on to say that we believe it is deeply unjust for the sheriff's office and the office of the state's attorney for Carroll County to publicly expose confidential financial information about Eddie and Wendy Osefo. What is most disturbing is that the state appears to have begun investigating only after the charges for the Osefos had begun. This is a highly irregular approach and raises serious concerns about the motive and fairness. The public release of the family's private financial details serves no lawful purpose and only invites conclusionary, am I saying that right? Conclusory opinions about a case that the state is obviously still investigating. I would say that that's accurate. That's what it felt like to me too. I just thought, hey, sometimes it happens like this, especially in high profile cases. Never once claiming innocence. She should have stayed at home. What that got to do with showing stuff that was claimed to be stolen. Wendy made the right move going to BravoCon. Wendy made the right move going to BravoCon. She's facing the allegations head on. I would say so. That's what I thought. Listen, if you want to look guilty, stay at home and crawl under a rock. If you want to say, listen, I got shit to do, I'm gonna, live my life. I think that's what she should do. She has children. Like, you got to still keep moving. Life doesn't stop because you're accused of some shit. You got to keep moving. That was back in April of 2024. Correct. But what it sounds like, what Wendy is saying is, even after they made the police report, that the police never followed back up with them when they were asking questions. They never followed up with them with the questions. And it also sounds like they're saying from the very beginning, the police treated this like it wasn't serious, or like Wendy and Eddie were lying. But like I said, it has been pushed out there. Wendy had initially, when she had filed her paperwork to the court, they had asked for all of the information from the prosecutor. They wanted to know who their witnesses were. They wanted to know if warrants were issued. They wanted to know everything they did in order to investigate this as a crime. And then Wendy had stated that she believed that the search and seizure was illegal. What ended up happening is it also got put out there that the prosecution had sent warrants to Google for all of Wendy's email addresses, including addresses that might not have her name on it. If it came out of her household, they sent it to Google, and that's how they got the emails. They sent it to the Meta platform for her IG account and for her Facebook. So they sent warrants there, and that's how they got all the stuff they needed off of those accounts. And then it also sent a search and seizure warrant to ADT, the Ring camera to Apple ID, and also something called Text Now. So all of these things had already received a search and seizure warrant, which allows the state to basically hold her information, look through it with a fine-tooth comb, and figure out what they need to figure out. She's facing allegations either way. You've been to BravoCon in 2023, no reality show. But yeah, that's what's going on, y'all. So as of right now, Wendy said that she is getting a unfair shake. Her and her husband are getting an unfair shake over here with the prosecutor, and their attorney is saying that they are going to take this to the court, to the judge, to make sure that nothing else leaks out that's going to cause public opinion to, you know, possibly not give them a fair trial. That's what's happening. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate that that's where they are, but that is where they are. And we'll have to see what happens next, okay? Y'all want to talk about something else, child? Hold on. Let me see if I got some more news for y'all. 1 second. I think I have some news on Mia be lying. Y'all know that she got arrested yesterday for stealing what they said was about $11,000 worth of furniture, and then the video came out for that, right? Mia be stealing. The video actually came out, the police cam video came out, and they showed her at the airport. This is TMZ footage, so I'm not able to show that because it might have a copyright on it. So I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems, but Mia was seen at the airport. They had her in like a little holding cell until the cops came, and then the cops explained what was going to happen. They told her they were going to put her in the Fulton County hold up, the lockup, that she'd be there for a few hours. And while she was, being carted off in handcuffs and put in a paddy wagon, Mia said something very interesting. I was listening to the audio, and first she seemed like everything was good. You know what I'm saying? She was taking it in stride. They explained to her what they were going to do, that they were going to put handcuffs on her, had her take off her shoes. I don't know, maybe she had like shoestrings on her shoes or something, so they had her take off her shoes. And when she turned around to put her hands behind her back, the cop was like, make sure your arms are comfortable, make sure your wrists are comfortable, because I'm about to put, the cuffs on you. She starts bawling, like she's, you can hear like crying. And then when they start walking her out, I'm sure she had to see people. That's embarrassing, man. She said, is he still here? Is he still here? And they went, who? I guess she was with someone. Someone may have accompanied her that was supposed to take the flight with her. And she says a name, and she just says, is he still here? And then she said, can I call him? Can I have him bring the key up here so you can get everything out of storage? Because I'm not going to be taking the blame for this. I went, not her snitching. Who? Mia already was ready to spill the beans, child, on camera. She said, I'm not taking the blame for this shit. Everything is in storage. Can he bring the key? And y'all can just get the furniture out, and then y'all can uncuff me. And he was like, we about to go to the jail now. You can make that phone call after we get you in and booked, okay? So Mia snitched. Mia snitched after all of that big talk about Wendy, talking about your kids got to see, both your kids got to see mommy and daddy in jail. After all that big talk, Mia started crying and said, I'm not taking the blame for this. She said, I don't blame Mia. Child, You know you're supposed to wait for a lawyer. You're not supposed to do all that yip yapping, yip yapping to the police before then. Was it Ink or Gordon? I don't know. Oh, she said, Mia said, Gordon has the keys. Did you hear her say Gordon? Okay, according to Lady Blue, she said that Gordon has the keys. So we didn't hear anything about Gordon being locked up. She made it seem like whoever the person was in the airport with her. So I don't know if he went like this and deuced her out and caught the plane. The police officer even asked Mia if she preferred to be cuffed in the front or in the back. I thought it was crazy. Yeah, listen, they were being very kind. Whoever that police officer was, he was being so polite to her. He was just like, let me know if this is too tight. You know what I'm saying? And y'all, damn. I did not know she said Gordon though. Okay. So yeah, Lady Blue said she heard it. She said, can I ask Gordon, can I get the keys? I know she said, can I call him? She asked, is he still here? Is he still here? That was the first question, because I was like, well, who did you come in with, girl? The second thing she asked is, can I make a phone call and ask him to bring up the keys? Because I'm not going to do this. Okay. Now, this is the same Mia who said that you would catch her in the strip club before she takes an L and goes to jail. Okay. Let's hear what Mia had to say. Some of y'all may remember it.
Just got out of jail. Now Wendy's going in. What the hell? We taking turns over here? Like, I don't want no parts, okay? This is why my ass is minding my business in Atlanta, okay? I had enough. You know what? I will take my butt back to the strip club and make my dollar. Don't be like, it's too much. Now, where are the kids? So everybody's so worried about my children, which my children are perfectly great. Where now? What? Now her kids are sitting here at school, right? Getting the breaking news that mommy and daddy have mugshots because they committed fraud. Like, that's ridiculous.
I hear that. I hear that.
That was last month. And lo and behold, she was giggling and she had a time of her life. I wonder if Gordon knows about Mia stealing furniture. I don't know. I have been looking to see if Mia was going to post anything. I'm sure she's embarrassed as hell. I was looking to see if she was going to post anything. I've been looking to see if Gordon was going to post anything. Nothing so far. So no follow-up. But what I can say is when she was walking out there, they giving her Miranda rights or whatever. She said, just let me make my phone call so he can bring up the key. Y'all can get this damn furniture back. Nothing's worth this. But she boo-hooed just for a slight second. And then she got herself together. I'll have to say, we've seen her cry on that show, and it went a little, a little too far. But this time she was good. Candace said that karma comes fast. Okay, tag Mia, you're it, child. The misfortune. But yeah, that's all I wanted y'all to know is that as of right now, I can assure you that Mia, which once she got to the Fulton County Jail, and they said, do you want a lawyer? I'm sure Mia said, absolutely not. This is where he lives. Go pick his ass up. Here's where the furniture is. Go pick that up. Okay. They don't even need a key. They just got to talk to the owner and they'll get inside that little building. And it will be what it is. But nobody's reported that she's even been bailed out. There's no reports that she's been bailed out. So she could still be in there. Okay. And I know she has 3 children. She has an older son that might be in his graduating year. And the 2 younger kids, beautiful babies. She has really beautiful kids. And I know the ones that were on TV are really smart. So I'm sure they're scared to death. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate. But yeah, that's it. That's the tea, y'all. I stayed on as long as I could to share. So all I need from you is to share this video, okay? Mia already knows. What she know? What she know? But yeah, go ahead, hit the like button, you guys. Share this video. Please hype me up as well. Hype me up. And y'all go back, and if you missed any part of it, y'all can go back and catch the recap, okay? We talked about Mia snitching, okay? And we also talked about Wendy Osefo and the joint statement from her and her hubby. And they are basically saying, child, that the prosecutors are trying to sail them up the river, okay? Thank you, child. I appreciate you. Thank you, Cheryl the Pearl. Always amazing. Every single one of y'all are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming over and spending some time with me, sharing your time with me. But hit that like button, share the video, please, and thank you. Follow me on all platforms, just like Cheryl the Pearl said. You can see those videos of Portia Williams there too, okay? I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me, okay? And until the next time, bye-bye.